Two judges in Argentina just shortened the sentence of a child molester because the 6-year-old victim, in their perspective, is used to being abused. And so as a result, the molestation couldn't have been as bad as people made it seem to be. At least that was what was implied in their ruling. Now, in this case, there was a man by the name of Mario Tolosa, who was a soccer coach for these 6-year-olds. And according to the report, the victim, whose identity has not been released due to his age, was 6 years old when Tolosa took him to the restroom during a soccer match and molested him. When the child got home, he apparently told his grandmother what happened, and that was when she reported it to the police. Now, the ruling is unbelievable. He was originally sentenced to 6 years for molesting a 6-year-old. But the judges cut that sentence down to 3 years and 2 months. And here's their reasoning behind it. It is clear that the minor's sexual choice, spoiled at a young age due to the large testimonies of people close to him, has already been made, according to reports about the recurrence of the offer and transvestism. So what they're saying...
What does that even mean?
I don't know. So this is translated, and so... It's a little difficult to translate what they were saying in Spanish, I guess. But what you need to understand is what they're saying here is the 6-year-old was gay. So since the 6-year-old is gay, he probably was used to that kind of abuse. And so maybe it wasn't even abuse. Maybe we should cut down the sentence to 3 years and 2 months. His original sentence was ridiculous.
No, this logic is beyond flawed. Like, I don't even know how to talk about this because it just seems crazy. Like, how... First of all, I mean, we're talking a 6-year-old child. I mean, like, to me, that's like the only information you need to know is this is a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I know, it's amazing.
I mean, I literally, like, why does it matter what, first of all, your sexuality evolves and develops, and like the fact that you're even gonna try to label a child on the spectrum of sexuality at that age is bonkers.
Yep.
And then beyond that, that you're going to use that in a court of law to decide a sentence for a child molester.
So as a judge, you are supposed to hand sentences that make sense, right? That a sentence is supposed to be somewhat punitive. And so if you think that a 3-year and 2-month sentence teaches a lesson to someone who molested a 6-year-old boy, you're wrong. And to use that kind of logic to say that, oh, it's a 6-year-old who's gay. First, again, you make a great point. How do you know that the 6-year-old's sexual orientation is gay? And even if the 6-year-old is gay, why does that even play a role in your decision making?
The whole thing is crazy. That's why I'm just like, it's hard for me to draw any sort of, pull any rationality out of this. And unfortunately, it also echoes a much larger issue about how the gay community is treated in Argentina, obviously. If like this kind of, I mean, this is, when anything happens with, under the sanctity of law, like in a courtroom, that kind of, it just reverberates throughout society, you know? And so if this is okay, this kind of language and the results of this case, if this is considered like within the legal bounds of Argentinian justice, I don't like what's going on down south, guys.